All right. Hey guys. Welcome to tonight's stream, or welcome to tonight's chat stream. I'm your host, Colin. Feel free to just call me that. I still feel a little bit weird if I refer to myself as Nutmeg, but that's just my take. Feel free to call me whatever you like, but I still, currently, as of right now, I prefer Colin. That is my real name, of course. So I'd rather be a bit more authentic, so to say. All right, let's get this tonight's chat stream started. So let's see. The first thing I want to talk about today is actually a streamer that I think most of you guys who watches Twitch or at least watch streaming would probably know. His name is Ludwig, and the news of him is that he's actually going back to Twitch. I'm not sure how many of you guys watch his content. I saw only a little bit, and although it's not my favorite, his content is not my favorite, I do think he's a very good streamer, and he makes a lot of people laugh. So, you know, while he's not my cup of tea, I definitely say that he's a very good streamer. I mean, he's at the top. And the news I saw about him today is that he made a video that he's going back to Twitch because his YouTube contract came to an end. So I think it was 2 years. And although him going back to Twitch doesn't really surprise me, nor does it concern me, because I'm not exactly one of his viewers. But I did watch his video because what made me interested was actually his comments about how his time was on YouTube. And I wasn't exactly surprised, but also I was a little bit disappointed. What I mean by that is, well, he did say that his time on YouTube was good. The issue is YouTube right now, as of today, even when he's left, live streaming is just not really YouTube's focus. They're still more focused on doing video content and more focusing on shorts. Because according to Ludwig, he's saying that TikTok was more of a threat to YouTube than Twitch. Now, I still am not really a Twitch streamer, or rather I don't really watch streams. I've never really used TikTok other than outside of my restaurant's business. But I don't know. It was actually quite interesting to me to hear him say something like that TikTok would actually be a threat to YouTube. I don't know whether you guys agree or not. Let me know in the comment section. Or if you guys are watching this as a VOD, or, you know, you mean in the chat. But that got me thinking. Because I can tell that even though I've only been streaming for a little over a month, obviously the community is very different on YouTube and Twitch. And from what I've gathered, most people on YouTube, a little bit more broad. Age from young to even the elderly. It's a wide range of people. Everyone probably know what YouTube is or a YouTuber is. But at the same time, for Twitch though, not everyone knows what Twitch is or even streaming is. I mean, they might, when you ask maybe someone who watches streams, they either know Twitch or they think streaming is like Netflix or Hulu. So I guess streaming entertainment like this is still not 100% mainstream. Thus, I think Ludwig's interest to go back to Twitch is because of the community. Because, at least, feel free to correct me on this, the people who go on Twitch mainly watches streamers. You know, a person like me right here talking or playing video games or cooking or whatever. And from what I've seen, streaming usually lasts for at least 2.5, maybe, I mean, there's shorter streams, but usually 2.5 hours to, I mean, you can go on and on, really. As of right now, when I saw on YouTube, Doc is still streaming, and it says that he's been streaming for 8 hours. I mean, kudos to you guys and streamers, because I can't really imagine myself sitting on a computer staring at a screen for that long. Maybe I could do it when I was younger. I mean, Doc is like in his 40s or something like that, but kudos to him. Not to mention playing those shooting games. It's quite admirable, I would say. And here I am just talking to you guys for just an hour, and I feel pretty good. So right now, so what does Ludwig's situation do for me? Well, nothing really. I just thought it might be interesting to discuss. I am still trying to figure out what kind of streamer I want to be. And if there's streaming, there's YouTube content, and there's shorts or TikToks. I definitely know that I'm not exactly in the mood to doing just one of them, depending on the Hey, Speed, welcome. Thanks, I got your messages. You have been incredible in helping me out. So thanks for viewing again. You're saying depends on the streamers, depending on the platform, how much they're willing to pay the streamer to keep them on streaming on the platform. I agree. Although for a small streamer like me, right now it's all about, I would say, just trying to see what I'm good at and what I am not good at, and what kind of, am I having fun? Am I enjoying it, or am I not enjoying it? So there's that. Funny you should mention the part, that part, because your videos, your comments today, message to me today, got me to check how my videos are doing. I didn't check for a while because I didn't want to be, be down by the low view count, or the lack of views. But to my surprise, my live play for my YouTube, for my Bloodborne video, no edits or anything like that. It wasn't my shorts, because I made 2 shorts about it. The 2 shorts that I made with the Bloodborne actually didn't do all that well, even though I thought it should have done pretty good. So there goes my talent. However, to my surprise, the live stream picked up a bit of a steam in terms of viewership. And actually, to my surprise, people actually watched a good chunk of it. Not all of it, of course, but a good chunk of it. It was like around 40-45 minutes before it cut out, because again, during that video, that was my first stream with the PS5. And then I put the bitrate on OBS at about 16,000 bitrate, and I think Twitch couldn't handle it. It got cut off. So now it's switched to 6,000, which I've looked it up. It says Twitch's max bitrate was 6,000, and now I think it's everything fine. And then there's the whole situation with the audio not syncing, and then Twitch couldn't hear my audio, and then YouTube and Records can't, which took me about 3 hours yesterday to fix. That's another reason why I'm very hesitant to add my gaming system back, because if I screw up the sound again, I don't know if I can go through that again. God damn. But back to the Bloodborne video, right? It picked up quite a bit compared to other ones, because all the other videos that I've done streaming, not including like or rather excluding shorts, because shorts has a different algorithm. That Bloodborne live play actually had about 150 views, and I got 2 chatters or 2 comments on it. Both of them were very nice. I was expecting to get roasted, but one of them told me that I was good looking. Thanks. And then the other one told me that, hey, all the Bloodborne Souls players go through this. It's like a rite of passage. And eventually I'll get used to it and go back to playing. We'll see. I think that I will go back to it. I haven't returned the game because I only return bad games. I only return games that pissed me off. Bloodborne didn't piss me off. Bloodborne made me depressed. Make me feel like a failure. But maybe it's one of those things where there's that old cliche saying of, hey, maybe the friends that the treasure was the friends that we made along the journey. Something cheesy like that. Or I guess Bloodborne was, it's all about suffering. You have to be able to conquer the suffering, conquer your fear, and then that's where the real enjoyment comes in. Sure, maybe we can get to that, maybe it can help me get my anxiety over scary movies, because to this day my friends still ask me, you want to go see a scary movie? You want to go see that one? I still can never get over it. Anyways, back to Ludwig. What I was gonna say. There on War, we all die in the beginning. The only difference is you just aren't used to the creepy games like that, and with time and practice, that will change. That's true. But again, kudos to the game. Kudos to From Software. That the creepiness, the atmosphere, the enemy design, all gave me the heebie-jeebies. Other than maybe technical difficulties, I didn't see any other than I really wish it was 60 FPS. I love 60 FPS when it comes to hack and slash games. I really want it to be. 30 is just doable, so there's that. And then of course the lack of tutorials, which I really should have known, but that was kind of fun. Oh, and today I came home a little bit earlier from work because today I wanted to see a couple of properties, but half of it was not open, so I came home a little bit early, around 2 o'clock Central Time, and I spent all that time to literally about maybe just around 6 o'clock, so I'm streaming at 7 o'clock, editing the Bloodborne video. And this one is not a short, by the way. It's not just 30 seconds or 60 seconds. It was a full-on 8 minutes or so. And I might jinx it. Oh, by the way, I will be releasing it tomorrow morning because I still haven't made a thumbnail yet. But I really enjoyed editing it down just a little bit and then adding some funny music. And I guess I can see the appeal of, seeing people playing a game like that for the first time and then adding some funny music right there. And that would be there's some satisfaction, I would say, to see someone conquering their fears. Either they conquer it or they don't. I get a laugh or I get motivated, something like that. And I really enjoyed that. And I have to say, I'm pretty satisfied with the fact that I was able to make a video, edit it down within just about 4 hours. Because back then, when I was still in my restaurant trying to do like a 2-3 minute video, it took me almost 6 hours. So yay to me. I'm learning with DaVinci Resolve, getting a hang of things. But I liked my video formats to be a little bit on the simpler side. If you don't know, guys, one of my favorite YouTubers, I try to, I wouldn't say copy his style, but more like emulate. I take inspirations from. One is Moist Critical, and the other one is Casually Explained. Casually Explained is one of those YouTube content creators that I will drop almost everything to just stop and watch his videos. His deadpan, self-deprecation humor just hits all the right spot for me. And his videos are basically just you can pretty much make the art from Microsoft Paint. That's how simple it is. Yet his humor and his wit is what keeps everyone going on. I really enjoyed that video. Maybe one of these days with this just chatting section, I should maybe put up a YouTube video and we can watch something, or maybe scroll online just like Critical does. I have to be very careful with it though, because right now, again, I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Twitch might let you get away with a few things from what I've learned, but YouTube, oh man, YouTube will not let you do that, because when I first streamed my Yakuza Gaiden video, the opening song, right, was playing, I forgot to mute it, and I got a copyright from it. Granted, it wasn't a copyright strike, because I was so worried. I was stressed to the max. I was like, oh my god, someone copy striked my video. I didn't even earn anything from it. I didn't even earn money. But the fact is that they basically just a copyright, just mute that part out, which I did, and we're good to go. So that tells you just how scary YouTube can be. Next thing I want to say is that against with what Ludwig says about streaming on YouTube, right? And that they perceive TikTok to be a more of a competitor, or rather it could destroy YouTube. At least that's what Ludwig says. Not sure if I believe that. They are a competitor, but I'm not sure about them taking on YouTube by itself. So, I mean, YouTube is backed by Google, but then again, TikTok is backed by the Chinese government. Let's not get into politics, but let's just leave it at that, right? I don't know about people going on TikTok and doing long form contents. That's just me. So what I've learned from Ludwig is that he did say that unfortunately YouTube is just not gonna focus on streaming as much. I mean, I went on YouTube to check out some live people who are live, other than your typical ones, streamers like Sykkuno, Doc, Tim the Tatman, those guys who already had a following. Most of it, like they all began on Twitch, from what I remember, if I am saying it correctly. So on streaming on YouTube is very different, because I think it's all about converting YouTube videos to watch live stream. But I don't think it's gonna be that easy of a change, because you can convert someone like, I mean, I've heard it all. If you want to watch live stream, you go on Twitch, right? You use YouTube Shorts or TikTok or Instagram to gain following to get them to watch your stream. If you are branding yourself as a streamer, that's one. I understand that. But in order to convert YouTube watcher, people who watch YouTube content or video formats to watch actual live streams, I would say that's quite difficult, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I can watch shorts because shorts are much easier to watch. But I must say, if I wasn't streaming, this is just, purely from my point of view. If I wasn't streaming and someone told me to watch a guy who is really good at streaming, Doc, would I watch him streaming? I would check out his VODs and his clips, his shorts. But I would not watch him for like 5, 6, 8 hours. It has nothing to do with Doc, more as in it has something to do with the average viewer. YouTube needs a competitor. They monopolized everything, and the platform have only gotten worse and worse. Picking between TikTok and YouTube is like choosing the lesser evil. Sure, YouTube is the lesser evil, but who the heck wants to sell their data to Winnie the Pooh? Agreed. But as consumer, we all need TikTok to be more popular just to scare YouTube into being a better platform. You can almost say that about Twitch too, Speed. Because I know there are other platforms that do streaming, but Twitch has all of you guys, the community. Everyone who watches stream goes to Twitch. Doesn't count. I don't mean like Hulu, Netflix, those don't count. So, and it's just purely watching people stream, IRL streams or cooking streams or whatever. I'm also not going to count something like live broadcasting of sports or news, those things. I don't consider them to be like content creator streaming. That's just me. But if you just want to watch a particular person or a creator streaming for like a couple hours, then yeah, I would say stream Twitch would probably be the one to do it. Now, Twitch obviously has issues. There's no discoverability, and I do think that it's a little bit messy from what it is. You can't, but that's, I mean, they all have their own issues, but the main thing that keeps Twitch alive, or the top, I would say, is obviously you guys, the viewers who want to watch people streaming. There's also the issue with the, from what I remember, it's called the culture of streaming, which I obviously was a little bit of afraid of, or because I'm not too sure about it, because of all of the emojis and maybe some of the hidden humor that you guys can do on there. I'm still not too sure about that. This is why I really wanted to stream on both YouTube and Twitch, because with YouTube though, I am coming in as a newbie, but at the same time, YouTube is also new to the streaming game. Not new like me, but they're just getting started. So when I saw Ludwig's video today, where he says, "Hey, here's the good things about sort of streaming on YouTube. Here's the not so good," and the fact that they're not exactly doing much for streamers on their own platforms, kind of hits. It's a little bit of a bummer. So yeah, that's fine though. That's all fine. However, this puts me in a peculiar situation because of all my limitations, right? When I did say that I will be playing games again because of what's going on in my personal life, I will get over that eventually. It'll take just a little bit of more time, but I'll get over it. Don't worry about it. If we are talking about Twitch, things are different. YouTube is like the jaded older platform. Twitch is the developed Wild West with slightly more freedom because copyright isn't as harsh. Things are changing on Twitch for both better and worse. I agree. I mean, just try to stream on YouTube while watching a TV show like Hell's Kitchen. You will get flagged within like the first couple of minutes probably. But I've heard people did that on Twitch, and if you are one of those bigger streamers, you can more or less get away with it. From what I hear, you might just get a ban for like a day or two, which is like a vacation for them, you know. Not to mention, I'm sure you all know who XQC is, biggest streamer out there. And again, I don't want to dog on other people, but I am gonna say that I heard that his YouTube account got taken away because of the content he puts out there to monetize. It was banned permanently, only to be unbanned a few days later. So that's why Twitch changed their policy on copyright after that Hell's Kitchen fiasco and tied the content that can be viewed on YouTube. That's true. That's good. But then you see that part where I don't know if you know this, but you know there's that Pokimane situation, right? It was about her cookies, and where she called one of her followers or chatters a broke boy. I'm not gonna get into that because I'm sure if you want to learn about it, there's plenty of reaction commentary videos that you guys can go look at. I don't like to talk about other drama because I feel like a paparazzi, but I do want to talk about that particular scene because she was actually streaming a C-drama, Chinese drama. I'm Chinese. I speak Mandarin, so I understand and I know that drama. And the fact that she was basically just chatting and then going back to that drama, I was like, oh wow, she's actually watching a legit episode on there while eating snacks and making money off of it. You can say like Fox, because Fox I think owns Hell's Kitchen or something like that, but it's a different story if you stream like a Chinese or something foreign from China or Taiwan or Japan or Korea, those K-dramas, right? What that fiasco only did was make things harder for smaller streamers because they are punished and limited by things that big streamers mess up. Yeah, That's true. That's true. I 100% agree. But as a small streamer, obviously I can't complain about it because they are who they are. They're the OGs. And at the end of the day, it's all about one thing, right? Money. Twitch has got to protect their bigger streamers because they bring in the dough. And small streamers like me and a lot of others is just minuscule. This is why goes back to my point is since I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, I have to play more by YouTube's rule and have to watch what I not only put out but also say. Your dog is here saying hello again. What? You want to come up? No? You didn't want to come up? I'm not playing with you, Ellie. Not right now. Go away. Sorry about that. Gosh. What was that? Where was I? Yeah. So I have to be a little bit more tighter on what I can put out and watch a little bit on what I can say. That's okay. More limitations, just limitations breeds creativity, right? So this brings me to my next point is what kind of streamers am I going to be and what kind of content can I put out? Well, so far I really enjoy talking. As you can see, I am more, maybe I sound a little bit better and I can, I went back and actually watched my VODs and my facial expression and hand gestures and all that. If I feel like it is a little bit more engaging with you guys. And even though I'm not exactly streaming in a in a milk dairy aisle, it's just for the memes, guys, just to get attention on Twitch because there's no thumbnails. Other than that, I mean, it's just about enjoying yourself. I know what I said. Just every night, come at home. It's like a nice, have a nice little chat with people, and relax. If someone has, a bad day, they tune in, and maybe they listen to me, maybe brighten their day up a little bit. Maybe I'm having a good day or bad day. Come home, and seeing that you guys are here talking with me, listening to what I have to say, it's very comforting. I also wanted maybe I think this might be maybe a niche that I want to do is that I cannot do like a 4, 5, 6 hour stream. Max I can do is probably a 2 to 3 hours, and that's only if I have like a day off and maybe it's like a special day or something like that, and we can play some games. But on the average day like this, 1 hour talking, I think would be really good for everyone, for me of course. And then we can maybe play one game the game once a week, something like that. Maybe on a Saturday, maybe on a Sunday, something like maybe on a Friday as well. And yeah, now that I'm feeling a little bit better, I might go back to Dark Souls because I've edited the video today. It was kind of fun seeing my reaction. Although there's quite a bit of stuff I can maybe improve upon if I was gonna watch someone doing a live reaction or a live play. I realized that maybe I could smile more or be like this more, maybe a little bit more exaggerated. Now that doesn't mean I am being fake, of course. It's just from what I've seen on YouTube, these gaming reaction with videos, you want to exaggerate, but you don't want to fake things. And trust me, all those reactions were not, all those things were not fake. It's just that my face is a little bit stiff. And before you guys ask, no, I did not do any plastic surgeries on myself. I got too much pride in myself to do something like that. I might do grow my hair out and maybe do a perm. Never done that before, but eventually I want to do it. But there's no way you can talk me into doing those eye surgeries or sucking the fat out of my cheeks or something like that. that's a little too much. Lip injections or whatever, or one of those Koreans where they saw off their jaw lines or something like that. To me, it's just about working out, and I should be good. So, if I'm only making like a stream every day, only about an hour, I think I can make a couple of good YouTube shorts out of it, and maybe one video per week, just to give my content out onto YouTube. Because I really do like the fact that people, what I mean is, like, if I was a streaming, you know, and if I would want to watch a streamer, right? If I could just watch a streamer for just 30 minutes, or maybe maximum of an hour, and it's just purely talking, it's a little bit easier to digest. Because if you know Doc, he streams for like 5, 6, 8 hours or whatever. The thing is that I'm not a big on shooters, whether it's PUBG or Rust, Fortnite or whatever. I can't watch those things for like 6 hours straight. I might watch the VODs and it's cool, but I can't watch it consecutively and just follow along. However, if I do just maybe about 30 minutes to an hour every day of just purely talking, and from what I've seen, one of my viewers told me that he likes to hear my voice, hear my stories, and use it as a background noise, you know? So with this music, non-copyright music, not copyrighted music, just chill, me talking. And of course, it's just me, you know, chatting everyone up. I think I might enjoy it. Maybe. Depending on how good it is. Yeah, because Dog, that's his job. He lives to stream to put food on the table. He doesn't have to juggle hobbies and jobs. His hobby is his job. Don't you wish everyone could live like that? You know, the hobby that you really love becomes your job. I wish we all could live like that. But fortunately, that's just not the case. Again, Speed, thanks for staying here and hearing me out. It's just about, you know, it goes back to me when I said that when I was starting the restaurant, when I never worked as a waiter. I never worked in the food industry and just winged it. At the end of the day, it's all about serving good food, right? You gotta eat your own dog food. Taste. Gordon Ramsay always says that. And, you know, so for the streaming, I have to really, and I don't want to sound condescending or narcissistic, but I have to convert myself into a stream watcher and watch someone like myself. So this is why every day after streaming, I have to watch my own VODs, hear my own VODs and stuff. And this is how, in my opinion, I can at the very least improve upon. And I have to be very harsh. I have to be harsh on myself. It's like, I could have done this better. I could have done that better. Maybe the mic is a little too loud, blah, 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 all these things. So for me, what I need, if I can hear someone out as just a chill vibe, and if I want to talk to him myself, like what you're doing right now, Speed, then I think it's very engaging. But if not, if I don't want to talk that day, other people comes in and then, you know, what do you think about this thing? What do you think about that? What are some advice you have on this? Now, I'm not your therapist, of course, but maybe we can just have some light conversation live. Then I think I would enjoy that. Going back to one of my favorite creators, Moist Critical, right? I like Charlie's sense of humor, but I don't really watch his streams, mainly because he just reads articles. Sometimes he'll play a game, sometimes he won't. But I really do watch his videos, at least on a particular topic that he puts out. Of course, his sense of humor, dry sense of humor, makes it really entertaining. But his streams, though, maybe not as much. At least that's just my opinion. Not dogging on Charlie, though. Good guy, really good guy. But yeah, I have to, and so far I'm enjoying the fact that I only need to maybe edit down 1 hour per day, and just to get you, because editing a video can be pretty rough. If I had to do like 4 hours, 6 hours, you gotta skim through all that. It can be a little bit rough. But so today, even though Bloodborne was, I think I streamed for like just a little under 2 hours, maybe an hour 30. It wasn't too bad. I remember when I did my first shorts, and it was me playing that Suika game, which is basically dropping freaking fruits down a freaking container. It's basically Tetris, but with circles instead of blocks. Game drove me fucking nuts. And for about 30 to 60 second shorts, it became my fastest, or it still is my most watched shorts. And that's basically skimping through 4 to almost 6 hours of footage of me trying to stay alive or try to stay awake because I was starting to hallucinate. So that was painful for me to edit. But just doing the Bloodborne thing for 2 hours, and I did it in 4 today, along with adding music and certain effects, simple as they are, I think it was actually pretty productive, and it was pretty good. Again, I don't want to jinx anything, because there's always the, karma coming back to bite you if you're overconfident saying, I think this will do well, and then only for it to falter. So there's that. But overall, I think I am getting a little bit of a taste of what you guys want to watch on YouTube. As for streaming, though, by the way, Speeds, I obviously put this on the Stardew Valley category. Maybe I should switch it to just chatting, but the thing is with chatting is I know I will get buried under all of that, all of those streamers who are obviously better looking than me because they got the goods, right? So even if I do go down there, I don't think I'm gonna get any sort of viewers. Right now, I still don't have anyone from Stardew to come and talk to me yet, except you, obviously. But eventually, we'll get there. In fact, I would say I'm hoping to grow more on YouTube than I would say on Twitch. Don't get me wrong, I love you guys on Twitch and all. It's just that, at least from my understanding, because I'm only going to stream 1 hour, that is a very short amount of time on Twitch. And I don't know if too many people will find me. I mean, if you look at it right now, me in a sweater inside a milk aisle, maybe it'll catch some eyes, maybe not, but 1 or 2 people might look at it or find interesting. Is that Speed? Yeah, but if you leave it as Stardew category, someone will come and report you for being on the wrong category. Huh, I never thought about that. Maybe I should do that. It's interesting. Maybe. I never thought about it. It is less likely to happen since you aren't streaming illegal cartoon or non-stream, but it could happen. Yeah. Basically, I might just say, hey, you're on the wrong category. Not like a flag where it'll get me banned. I'm sure people wouldn't care as much. If that's the case, I might just do something like, instead of a background like this, I might just have maybe my my old gameplay of Stardew in the background playing. That could work, right? At the end of the day, though, it's 2 different platforms, and if you try it, from what I've seen, trying to grow both of them at the same time is going to be quite challenging as of right now, because it's two different communities, right? I think based on what I'm doing, which is streaming, chatting for an hour, and then potentially, well, not potentially, but playing a game that everyone loves, and then editing it down, creating videos, at least in my opinion, it works better on YouTube than Twitch. That's just what I think. It could change, of course. I've been changing my mind a lot lately because of all this streaming stuff. I mean, was playing games and now I'm just doing chatting. I mean, I thought you just gotta try a bunch of different things. Um, but obviously it could backfire on me. Because if you keep switching categories, people don't know what you are really doing. So I've decided to stick with this format right now, 1 hour, because I can only chat for an hour and then gotta go work out. And then, but if I keep doing this, and eventually maybe 1 or 2 people will come in and join us. Part of the community, we can start chatting a little bit more. And I'm still not sure about this time, but this is the only time that I think I could stream healthy, because if I do it too late, I can't work out. It'll be a disruption to my mom. So I can only work with what I have right now. But based on the advice that I've seen on YouTube, is that you have to be consistent. So if can I see myself doing this consistently every single day, which is going to be challenging, but I can do it, and then just do an hour chatting and then occasionally play Bloodborne, every other games. Yeah, I can. So at the very least, I don't have to worry about copyright. That's the one thing that scares me the most when you're beginning your streaming or content creation career. Yeah, I'm gonna stick by it, of course. Oh. And then let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh, something has been happening with my job though, because right now I'm back at my old company, Speed. I'm actually in the real estate business now. It's more residential real estate, but the market right now, at least in my town, isn't doing so well. It's slow, because you have to understand about real estate is that no one really wants to go out and look for housing during the holiday season, because everyone is usually saving up for Christmas and all that stuff, Hanukkah, if that's your thing. So everything is really slow. I do have other opportunities that I think I might pursue, and one of them, my parents told me, is that maybe I should just bite the bullet, and instead of trying to pursue this, independent contractor, which is working for yourself, making your own hours, and just bite the bullets and work as a nurse. For those of you guys don't know, my parents are actually in the medical industry. They're technicians, and so they have a lot of connections, both at school and everywhere, pretty much. So unfortunately, I picked the industry that has nothing to do with them, which is real estate and food business. So there's nothing they could do for me. I thought about maybe becoming a nurse once, but goddamn, if you ever open those notebooks, those textbooks with all those mumbo jumbo words, I swear to God, those books put me to sleep faster than NyQuil. Just say a bunch of those medical terms in front of me, and I will sleep just like that. But maybe I should just bite the bullet, right? They did tell me those things are really all about memorization, anatomy and stuff. So it's kind of like learning another language. So as long as you study your ass off and memorize them, beat it into your brain, then I think anyone can do it. It's all about persisting hard work. But if I do go that route, maybe I can't spend as much time on streaming as I want to. I might be able to still stream like an hour a day, which is just chatting. But I'm not sure about, doing 2-3 hours of gaming, because those will really require. I have friends who are doctors, and I've seen the amount of toll and the amount of hours they put into. I mean, it's like everywhere you go, they have a book or they got to read something. They're very, very successful, though. Of course, one of them's a surgeon. The other one is anesthesia. So very, very competitive. I got dermatologist as one as well. And although I obviously am a little bit envious of that success, I mean, they work their ass off for it, and they deserve it. All right, so there's that. Oh. One thing though, I've always had that entrepreneurial mind though. I really, because back then I still remember one of the best times of my life when I was a kid, still in elementary school. It's probably just going out and with my friend and mowing lawns. You know, we would just go to a neighbor's house, and then his dad would drive us there with his mowers, and we split the check. And afterwards, we would just go to 7-Eleven, get one of those Slurpees, or we get some candy. Those are some really, really fun times. I guess it's something about those Slurpees tasting so much better on a hot summer day after you worked your butt off and paid it with the money that you earned yourself. So that was really fun. Unfortunately, that time has passed, of course. Oh, by the way, that was a time before like I got took over by gaming, because back then it was mostly Roller Coaster Tycoon. For those of you guys don't know, Roller Coaster Tycoon was a game that came for free. I remember getting it as a cereal, and I tricked my parents into buying it because I was like, I want this cereal. They're like, okay, because they would never buy me games at that time. They want me to study. So when Roller Coaster Tycoon, I heard like you can get it for free as a CD from the supermarket just by buying a cereal. I don't remember which it was. It could be Lucky Charms or something. So I tricked them into buying it for me. And I remember I was so happy that I got it. And I had so much fun playing that Roller Coaster Tycoon game. I think it was 2. But yeah, I still miss the old times of not having video games in my life. Before that, I knew there were other games like Mario and whatever, Mario 64 and all that stuff, but those games didn't really capture me until Roller Coaster Tycoon, StarCraft, and eventually, of course, RuneScape. Ellie, why are you back? You want to say hi to a chat again? Say hi. By the way, my dog Ellie is probably the biggest brat there is. She's so clingy. Once she gets bored with me, like hugging her and petting her, she'll just go and bug my mom. And then when she's bored with my mom, she'll go bug my other dog. He'll get pissed off, and then they'll chase each other. And then when she's tired, she'll go for a nap. And then we do this thing all over again. Man, why do you smell? I just washed you. Oh, it's your mouth that smells. It's been everywhere. By the way, Speed, I mean, I do need to work on my stream a little bit because I don't want to, just randomly talk about random stuff, whatever comes to my mind. I'm going to stream every night, though, there's obviously limits to how many stories I can tell about myself. And of course, there are some stories that I'd rather keep until maybe one of these days you guys break me down and I'll be forced to tell it. Fine, I'll make a video out of it. So I understand how to make maybe I have a little bit more experience in editing down gameplay to a video on YouTube. I still haven't given it a thought on how I can start editing these streams of me just talking into a good YouTube video. And I haven't started though because, well, today is only my second day doing this. Yesterday was one day. I need at least a couple hours and make sure that I'm not rambling too much. So again, if everyone else have any sort of feedback from me, I'm more than happy to hear them and will improve. I only got about 10 minutes left, so I want to finish this up by thanking you for again introducing me to Full Metal. I read what you said about all that stuff, about how those all the homunculus, basically their deaths are a little bit, ironic compared to what they are. When I first saw them with all their names, I kind of got the gist of it, where I would say at the end, the one in the vase, right? He wanted to be the all-knowing, the almighty God. So he purged himself with all the sins. Yet at the end of the day, all the other sins develop more human, are a little bit more human than him. They're a little bit closer to human than himself. I think that was one of the things that was kind of intriguing. Envy, I really hated him because he killed Hughes. Spoiler alert, everyone. My bad. But sorry. But I still felt kind of bad the way that he died. The one that I didn't, because I think everyone can agree with me that we all kind of liked Greed. Yeah, at the same time, I never realized Greed was going to be one of the good guys. Speaking of which, though, the only thing that confused me, well, actually two things, was that, when they got to Briggs, right? Those 4 chimeras that eventually joined their team, I really thought they were just fodder, that they're going to die in a few episodes. Again, spoiler alert, guys, they lasted. They lasted. I did not expect that. Yet what confused me was that they said they wanted to get their original body back to see their family or whatever. But why though? Because they could transform into human whenever they want. And it's not like staying in human form like drains them of their energy or something like that. I was like, so I understand if they cannot change back into human, or they need some kind of special serum or special power or something, because then that would make sense. Yet they can just transform back and forth without anybody's help. So that really confused my part, where like, why are they so set on trying to, permanently change back into human? So that's the one thing. The second thing was probably Mustang. Because when he, it was near the end of the show, right? When he opened the door. But one, obviously he didn't open it on purpose. It wasn't, he was forced to. Yet, truth took away his sight. I didn't understand why, though. I mean, I get the idea behind it is that he wanted to create a new future. But it's ironic that he can't see the future that he's trying to create. I get that. But goes back to that part of equivalent exchange, right? The part where because they opened the door, because the Elric brothers opened the door, and Edward, he wanted to open that door, which is all that knowledge, and when he did open it, then his foot got taken away, and then he lost his arm because he wants to get his brother's soul back. So it's equivalent exchange. But what I didn't understand was, what did Mustang gain in exchange for his sight? He opened the door, but he didn't gain anything. He got his sight taken. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong, though. So that's just me. They have those animal tendencies too, right? They care more about their humanity than their powers Chimera Fusion provides to them. Yes, I know. Yeah, at the same time, though, I don't think they were discriminated against, though. That's what I'm trying. That's part of the thing I didn't mention, is that they can stay in human form as long as they want. It wasn't like painful for them. and then maybe in an emergency that they need powers or something like that, they can utilize it. I just didn't think that it was like, why are they that desperate for it? Maybe the desperation was a little bit, could be expanded on just a little bit more. Then it would make me feel a little bit better. Mainly because, again, they lasted until the end of the show, right? I was not expecting that. And of course, with the ending though, I knew what Elric was going to do. Basically, kind of like the man gaining all this extra power of being the ultimate alchemist, and in order to exchange something for something else, to get his brother back. I don't think he cared about his arm and his leg as much. Just give up your power as alchemy. Because there's the part where me is like, is alchemy really necessary in this world? Because it's kind of like magic, pretty much, right? You can say whatever you want about it, but it's kind of like, it's pretty much magic. I thought it was like, I at the beginning I thought, I was like, is this going to be where they trying to get rid of alchemy in general so that it cannot be used either way? Because they're basically, alchemy is kind of like magic where it tempers with the nature with nature itself. I mean, it's not like where they lack technology. They gotta train. So maybe they're just too reliant on alchemy. They got guns and they got trains and they got cars too. So yeah. Other than that, I agree with the message that the author was trying to convey. That everything, what is that saying? Law of equivalency. That we're all part of one and one is all. And you should not tamper with the universe. You're just one of all. You're one of like this flow of energy, the universe. And if you're trying to, control it or direct it to the way that you want, you will suffer for it. What happened to his arm, what happened to his brother, and what ultimately happened to the one in the vase. So yeah, I really, really did enjoy that message though. Or Truth provides them with all the knowledge and give them the ability to do alchemy without transmutation circle. It takes away whatever the negotiator treasures most. Lost his unborn child. Edward lost his arm brother. Messing his elephant. Lost his friends and people. So that's the thing though. It's all because of someone trying to gain more than they can handle. Almost like a human trying to become godlike. Because in all honesty, if we have an actual alchemy like Edward Elric, and basically build a bridge just like putting his hands down on the floor, you can pretty much say that he's a god. He could call himself Jesus and people would believe him. I thought the real enemy in the end would probably be something like would-be alchemy. But, it's fine. It's wrong. I understood the message, and that humanity, is part of nature, and trying to separate yourself with like your humanity, like the lust and pride and all that stuff. I don't know. I guess I'm just not that good at explaining this, going too deep into anime, into shows like, Trash Taste and those guys. What surprised me most is I actually watched Joey's video on Trash Taste, and I think he's going through some times of, even he admits that he has some trouble watching anime right now. Maybe it could just be burnout. Maybe the anime is just not the same anymore. I haven't watched any modern anime yet, of course. And while Full Metal Alchemist is certainly not as old as Slam Dunk and Yu Yu Hakusho, it's compared to what we have now, it's you could call it ancient, right? But I still really enjoy the animation. I really, really believe that some of the fights choreography in there were really, really stunning. Particularly the fight against it didn't really catch all my attention until like after Briggs, when Armstrong and his sister was fighting against Sloth, and the battle against Scar against Wrath, and then of course you got what was that fight with Pride going up, Pride and Gluttony was fighting against the gang. Those were some really, really amazing fights. And of course, there's that fight with Mustang and Envy. It wasn't really much of a fight, as in it was kind of a beatdown. Fired. It was just burning the hell out of him, and I enjoyed every second of it. Also, the whole zombie army thing. I really wish it could have been a little bit bigger than that, because I was getting a little bit of a horror vibe and intensity from it. I was like, oh, I think I want more of this. Yet all of a sudden, it really didn't do much. I guess that's one negative I have about it. Minor nitpick from about it. But overall, I really enjoyed it. The opening 4 and opening 5 is still in my head, and I really enjoyed the first ending song. That's just my pick. So thanks for that. And I mean, even I would say the opening 4 was actually going into my workout playlist. So that's how much I really liked it. I just really love that the whole guitar part in the beginning, where both of them drew a circle. It's just, and then they get torn apart. That was really, really good. The animation was really, really good. Joey stopped watching anime half a decade ago. He used to be burnt out, but now he is just prideful in not watching anything that is popular. He likes being the hipster on trash taste and be walking, talking contradiction. Okay. I would say Geekook talks about it more. I see. There it is. I mean, everyone changes over time, right? I don't know. We'll just leave it at that. But I've given you my score and my view of Full Metal Panic. I did tell you I did watch it before, but it was only got to the dog episode and I stopped. So going back, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this character. I remember this a little bit. And then after 4, I didn't know what the hell was going on. So I just kept on, and then so this is part of the reason why I was like, well, I think I know what happened. So I read the manga, because the anime was taking time to load, if you know what I mean. So I was reading it, and that's how I was reading it. I was just pressing X or A when I was playing Pokemon Scarlet, and that's pretty much it. It didn't take too long though, because it started to hook me in pretty quickly, especially when Hughes was in danger. I was like, oh man, please don't tell me they're gonna go after Hughes. After Hughes dies, I need a little bit of time to recover. And then it started to suck me even more until it got to Briggs. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. This is really awesome. It hooked me away that way. And then when the final battle comes in, though, right? When they go back to Central, that was pretty epic. So again, thanks again for introducing me to one of your favorites. I'm not sure about Mushoku Tensei as of right now, mainly because I just have too much stuff to do with the streaming, with going back and looking at properties. But I will let you know once I have some time. Maybe I can read the manga, because again, mangas are obviously easier and faster to digest than an anime. But I'll give that, what is that called? Isekai, I think it was called. Reincarnation, I think it was called. Isekai, a try or something. And we'll see where that goes then. Alright? Alright. It's about an hour. So again, thanks again, Speed, and everyone else who is watching or will be watching. Enjoy your time with me tonight, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow again at the same time, 7 o'clock Central. See you later, guys.